Hi, everybody. Gary Sinclair. It was the week after Easter, and all through our house, there were no more chocolate bunnies, nor cows, or a mouse. And the church services gone to were now in the past, some wondering if all that had happened would last. All right, so I'm not a poet, and I won't be getting any kind of Dr. Seuss Kids Book Awards. But I have been thinking about our Christian holidays, like, of course, Christmas and Easter. And yes, Easter occurs on a different Sunday each year using a formula that only country presidents and calendar presidents know about. And what happens if Easter and the beginning of daylight savings occur on the same day? No one knows. However, way more important than the date is what Easter celebrates. Something that the calendar has never been able to stop or even hinder. It's obviously the death and resurrection of Jesus. It was a weekend that literally changed the world. Yes, his life alone split the calendar in two. How many ever did that? But more importantly was the final result. If Friday was it, and there was no resurrection, we'd only be celebrating, if anything at all, that this Jesus became very popular, got a lot of followers, but also claimed he was God. And I'm not sure that would have influenced any calendar year, except maybe Y2K. It certainly should have stopped anyone from suggesting he was just a good teacher. Good teachers don't lie. And worse than that, they don't claim to be God. But thankfully, Jesus did rise from the dead. Did anyone see him after he was crucified and buried? Yeah, a lot of people. Over 500 were told in one passage in 1 Corinthians. Even Jewish historians supported that same claim. However, today I don't want to reiterate the case for Jesus' existence and being God. You can read more about that in greater detail from notable authors like Lee Strobel and Josh McDowell and, of course, many more. What I wanted to remind us about is this time after Easter, every Easter. The celebrations may end, but the significance and power of it doesn't. Of course, it should. It's reality, the core of the Christian faith. Without the resurrection, as Paul put it, we would be fools. We'd be following someone and something that never happened or was certainly a lie. No wonder Paul said we would be fools, not dumb, but definitely foolish if it weren't true. So what can we expect, pursue, and model after the big day has come and gone again, whatever date it falls on? Well, first, we might think about something hard that we or someone we know is going through. Remember, Good Friday wasn't that good on the surface. It was like the tragedy, the challenge, the disappointment, the grieving, the other losses that we face today. See, after that was a long Saturday where no answers were forthcoming. Jesus' followers had to wonder if anything was going to happen. But we know the story, and that's one thing we can take with us all year. Whatever our challenges and heartaches right now, God hasn't gone anywhere, and Sunday's coming. It may not be the timetable we want. Currently, it may feel like Saturday will never end, but it will, and we'll celebrate in this life or someday in heaven where we'll finally understand God's timetable. Second, there's a simple picture after the resurrection described in Mark 16. The women are at the tomb and they're looking for Jesus, and of course he's been resurrected. But they don't know that until the angel at the tomb says, "Go tell his disciples and Peter, he is going ahead of you to Galilee. There you'll see him, just as he told you." See, we'll all likely face some unknown moments in wondering about our direction, our next steps, big decisions. And that can be pretty scary, right? And anxiety producing. So take Easter with you, those moments. Jesus has already gone before you. He knows what's ahead and isn't worried about it, whether we're ready or not. See, the Bible tells us that God's strength is made perfect in our weakness. So the next Easter weekend is about a year away, but God, through his Spirit, hasn't gone anywhere. He's still ahead of all of us. Be encouraged. Talk to you next time.